Hello, my wonderful people. How are you all doing today? I hope you're good. Welcome to Early Years Matters TV. On today's episode of Early Years Matters, I bring you an interesting topic. Today, I am going to be looking at why it is important that children should have their breakfast. So, if you're the parent, if you're the guardian, or you're the teachers of children, I would like you to sit down, relax, and enjoy this topic. Okay, so I am going to be talking about the importance of children having their breakfast. Okay, so I know it is difficult. If you're the parent, I know it's difficult in relation to timing. In the morning, there's a lot of things going on in the morning. You get these children ready for school, they have their shower, they get dressed, and sometimes it is difficult and challenging to get children to have their breakfast. Sometimes these children will often say things like, oh, they don't want to have their breakfast. Okay, so I would like to let you know the benefits of children having their breakfast, and I will try to link this to research so that you can see where I'm coming from. Okay, so according to the scientists, it is being proven that it is important that children have healthy breakfast in the morning, okay, for one or two reasons. So the first reason is when children have healthy breakfast in the morning, it helps with their energy, it boosts their energy because these children will be going to school, perhaps they'll be going to nursery, they'll be going into preschool, and they need the energy for the day, okay, in order to carry on with their daily activities in relation to learning, in relation to play, in relation to interacting with their peers, in relation with interacting with their teachers. So it is really important that young children have their breakfast, or children have their breakfast in the morning in relation to it boosts their energy level. Okay, so another report, the scientists also came up with findings that whenever children eat their breakfast in the morning, it helps in terms of attention span. Okay, so the report is if children have their breakfast in the morning, it helps them in relation to paying attention in the classroom, to listening to their teachers. Okay, and also another report that has been done by teachers came up with the findings that children that always have their breakfast in the morning, they tend to listen more in the classroom compared to children that does not have their breakfast in the morning. Okay, so I've given you a few of the research that has been proving that it is really important that children have their breakfast in the morning. And like I said earlier, I know it's sometimes challenging and difficult for parents to get their children to have their breakfast. So I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you could go about this in relation to having children having their breakfast in the morning. Okay, so the first way to go about encouraging children to have their breakfast in the morning is during the night, make sure you reduce the number of snacks that you give to these children before they go to bed at night. Okay, because at night, before the children go to bed at night, if you give them too much of snacks, they tend to be filled up, and this might affect them in the morning in relation to these children saying they don't want to have the breakfast or they would like to skip a breakfast. So it is really important as the parent, whenever these children are going to bed, reduce the amount of snacks that you give to them. Okay, and when you look at it, breakfast. Okay, so why the word breakfast? It means that during the middle of the night, the children are sleeping. They've not been eating. So in the morning and then they wake up. So that's why it's called breakfast. And it's really important that you encourage these children to eat their breakfast. Okay, so another tip you could used to encourage children to have their breakfast is make sure in the morning give them something that they like to eat. Okay, in relation to early childhood, like I always say, observation is the key. So you observe your children, you know that whatever they like to eat in the morning, okay, make sure you make those available for them in the morning, and it's going to encourage them to have their breakfast. Okay, another tip I'm going to give to parents is like timing. It's really important in the morning because I know that's the time you're rushing. You drop the children at school or in the preschool and you're rushing to go to work or to go to college or to go about your daily business. So it's really important. Okay, so in relation to getting children having their breakfast, you could prep a night before. Okay, so like what the children are going to have in the morning, you can have it ready to go in the morning. So it won't be like a rush, in the morning. That's the time you're getting whatever you want the children to eat. So it's really important. prep the night before the morning. So you have everything that the children are going to have for their breakfast. You can have it. It could be simple thing as putting it in the fridge and ready to go in the bowl, and then it's ready to go in the morning. Okay, so that's another tip in relation to, that parent could prep getting children to have their breakfast. And make sure that the breakfast that these children are having in the morning is healthy breakfast. Okay, so we're talking about healthy breakfast here because the children needs this healthy breakfast to help them in relation to having attention span, to be able to listen to their teachers in the classroom, to be able to concentrate. Okay, so healthy breakfast also help in relation to concentration. So I'm just going to give you few examples of some of the breakfast that you could give to your children. Okay, so especially let's look at children from birth to 6 years. So this group of children, they don't really need much breakfast in the morning. It's just pieces of breakfast here and there. Okay, so like a piece of fruit. Okay, like in the morning, a piece of fruit. It could be an apple, it could be a banana, it could be a kiwi, it could be an orange. Okay, and then a glass of milk, and a bowl of cereal, a small bowl of cereal. Okay, so that's an healthy breakfast for children to have in the morning. And in relation to healthy breakfast as well, it helps the children to be healthy. Okay, so like I said earlier, make sure that the breakfast that these children are eating is healthy. It's going to help them in terms of their body, nourishment of their body, that they are eating something that is healthy as well, and it will help them in times of their learning. So parents, if you're a parent, I would really encourage you that you encourage and support your children to have breakfast in the morning. I know it's not easy, especially when you have children from 6 upward. Sometimes, they don't feel hungry. All the times I've seen children, even mine, will say, they don't feel like hungry, they don't feel like having anything to eat in the morning. It is really important to encourage these children to have their breakfast in the morning, because I've talked about the benefits of children having their breakfast. It's going to help them in relation to attention span. When they go to school or to the preschool, they'll be able to listen because they've already had something to eat, and their energy will be boosted. Okay, so eating a healthy breakfast also help in terms of energy boost. Okay, so it gives these children the energy that they will need for the day, because let's look at it as adults as well. Sometimes we don't eat as adults, and you find out that when you don't eat in the morning, like for example, like myself, I find it hard to concentrate because I will feel that my stomach is empty, and sometimes I can hear my stomach rumbling the sound. So it is really important that we encourage children to have a proper healthy breakfast in the morning before they go about their daily activities, before they go into the classroom, because this will be needed in relation to children being able to learn, being able to cope as well. Also, our research has proven that when children skip breakfast, they tend to get a lower grade. Okay, so a research that has been done proves that children that does not eat the breakfast in the morning tend to have a lower grade. Okay, children that does not eat their breakfast tend not to do well in school, and I understand where this research is coming from. It also links back to attention span as well, concentration, because sometimes when these children don't have their breakfast, they tend not to concentrate, and their attention span is very low because whatever they won't be able to receive in, because they're thinking about the food. They can't concentrate because maybe they can feel like a sound in their stomach and they need to have something to eat. So it is really important as parents, or you're the teacher or guidance of children, that you must encourage them to have their breakfast, because there's a lot of benefits associated to this.